Arise, balance generation. We balance in all areas of our lives. Let me tell you, you guys, this is December 16th, 2022. And I just want to say publicly, I really don't want to say it. I really don't want to put all of this out here. But God said it's time. He said it's time. It's time for you to go. He said, get out of your cocoon. It's time for you to get out of your cocoon. It's time for you to, I'm freeing you. I'm letting you go. You done. You're done. You're in your promised land. And I'm about to blow your mind because I was obedient. I didn't get it right every time. I made so many mistakes along the way. I've been doing this by myself. No mentor, just me and God. Like really locked in, trying to lock in with God. And that was the hardest thing that I had to do ever in my life. To put my trust in a person, something I can't, a being that I don't see. Learning to trust all over again. Learning to love all over again. Learning to be patient. Learning to be vocal. Learning to be myself. To learning who I am. Learning who God is for myself. And it's been a hard journey. It's been a very hard journey. Like, I'm going to be real honest. So many times I walked away from this. I said, God, I don't want this. I don't want to do this. But after that, I got up, I wiped my face, and I put my poker face on. Even though I was going through it, even though I was depressed, people was playing on me, people was hurting me, people was betraying me, and I could have took it to social media, I could have spoke out, I could have done all these different things, but you know what I did? I stayed silent. I allowed them to move the way that they move, and I didn't retaliate. That's unlike me, and I'm so proud of myself that I'm allowing God to finally fight my battles. And now I honestly see what he mean when he can fight our battles way better than us. Because, man, just imagine those people that did me wrong. Imagine those people that I was really being loyal to. I was really, trying and being a good person and being genuine, and they went against me. They talk about me. They do witchcraft on me. They're looking into my future. They're doing all these different things. But now that God is telling me to come out of my cocoon, I'm done. So many times I stepped out prematurely. I stepped out and I wasn't ready, and I thought I was ready. Sometimes I ran out because it was too hard. But you know what? I finally went into my cocoon, and I allowed myself to be isolated. I allowed myself to listen to God, to be directed by God, led by God. And it's so hard. It's hard walking by faith. Like, it's really hard because you don't see how things gonna happen, but you listening to God. You listen to that still voice that's telling you to go, that's telling you to move, to telling you it's your time. Like, oh my gosh. And yeah, I just want to say, I know who really for me. I may not say a lot. I may not act like I may not have an attitude. I may not roll my eyes at you. I may not do none of that. But God allowed me to hear conversations when I'm not around. I know a lot of things that people don't even know that I know. People coming to me with things that I didn't even ask for. But the answers are always coming to me. And I still choose to smile. I still be cordial with people. I don't be mad. I forgive. Like, I really truly forgive. Like, I don't wish any harm on my enemies. Like, I'm really not that type of person. Like, that just tells how much the type of person I am. Because when I pray for my enemies. I pray that God deliver them. I pray that God help them. I pray that God heal them. Because I know that so many people are this way simply because of their trauma, because of their hurt, because of their pain. So I can't really blame the person because it's not them. It's the spirit that's working in them to be my Judas in the picture. So I don't worry about things like that. Like, but I just want you to know publicly, if you have secret animosity against me, if you hate on me, if you are envy of me, if you're jealous of me, I know you and I see you. God allowed me to see you, and guess what? I still love you, and I still pray for you, and I still want to see the best for you. I don't wish you no harm, even though, and it's really hard because when you're a genuine person and you really just want to help people, and people come at you sideways, and people come at you like really on a Judas kick, like, come on, bro, why are you trying to hurt me? Why are you trying to manipulate me? Why are you trying to, like, I'm a real genuine person. Like, I'm a very understanding person. Like, I have a real big heart. And people be thinking like it's a big heart that I give them, but anyways, I'm not going to go to that. But anyways, so I wanted to say that I see you, but I'm still praying for you. And I also wanted to say that, man, if you don't know who God is, if you don't know nothing about the kingdom, you crazy right now. Man, you're crazy right now, really, because God is doing a new thing. God is about to blow our mind. If you're a believer, I'm just so happy for you. I congratulate you because God is about to blow your mind. You've been faithful. You've been faithful even when it was hard, even when you didn't understand. You was faithful to me. You were loyal to me. So guess what? Now I'm about to bless you in front. Everybody. I didn't have the, man, dang, I guess I'll make this like a mini testimony also. But I remember walking to work, believing in God. I remember standing by people's house, believing in God. I remember moving out of state, out of believing in God, but also battling with my old self, my hurt self, my broken self, my unhealed self. Like, so in battle with myself, but also wanting to be close to God, wanting to do God's will. And it just imagine hurting the person that you love. And it was hard that sometimes I didn't get it right. I didn't make the right move. But God really loved me unconditionally, bro. And that's what I love the most about God, because even when I was living in my sin, even when I did things my way, even when I moved out of my own emotions, God always covered me. He always loved on me. He always just corrected me. He corrected the ones that he loved. He corrected me in love. He didn't belittle me, but he said, "Nah, my daughter, that's not it. That's not what I have for you." And you know what? I had to be willing to let go of the things that I knew wasn't for God. And sometimes it was hard because I was hanging on to it so tight because I really wanted it to happen. But I'm so glad that the relationships didn't happen. I'm so glad that the friendships didn't stay together. I'm so glad that I figured out who's for me and who's not for me. I'm glad that along the journey, I didn't just take the L's, but I learned how to use my discernment. I learned how to lean on God. I learned how to trust God. I learned how to hear God's voice. I learned how to be still and let God lead me and guide me, and not to do things on my own. So if you're a believer, I'm so happy for you. I am so happy for you. You made it this far. And I'm not just talking about you believers who go to church and you lift your hands up and you receive a few prophetic words and you're not changing and you're not trying to do better, man. I'm not talking about you, because you can call yourself a Christian, you can call yourself a believer, but if you don't have a real relationship with God, then you're not a believer. Let's just call it how it is. If you don't have a real relationship with God, you're not a real believer. You're not a real Christian, because those who believe that Jesus Christ is Lord and he died for our sins and rose 3 days later, if you believe that, then you will have a real relationship with the Holy Spirit. You will really be walking into your purpose. You'll really be living a life that is pleasing to God, because once you have that relationship with the Holy Spirit, he start leading you, he start guiding you, he start showing you the way, he start whispering you the answers, he start giving you that knowing feeling, he start giving you signs, he start giving you confirmations that's what God like. Once you yield yourself and build that relationship, you won't be so focused on what other people are doing. You won't be too focused on competing. You won't be too focused about her lace front. You won't be focused about who have the latest J's. You won't be too focused on your body. You won't be too focused on things that's not going to push the kingdom forward, period. We be so consumed on everything else but the kingdom. Everything else but the kingdom. And I was just like that. I was so in the world. I was so busy trying to get the job, trying to get the husband, trying to get the house, trying to get the car, trying to get everything. And I wanted to do it in my own might, in my own will, in my own power. But I learned that in that time, those decisions that I was making, it was out of a broken part of me, a part of me that felt rejected, a part of me that had codependencies issues. Like that person, like those decisions that I made, I acted because of who I used to be, the hurt me. But once I start healing, and once I start forgiving, and once I start really understanding who I was, understanding who God was, understanding what my purpose is here on earth is, it make everything better. Life start having fulfillment. Life start being worth living for, because you're doing something you enjoy doing. You're doing something that is pleasing to God. You're doing something that nobody ever done before. You're making history. Like, man, you can be from New Orleans, but you can always do something great or something big. Like, it's not, y'all didn't do nothing. I'm not trying to downplay. Found the need. Y'all stuck with that need. Y'all planned that need out. Y'all wanted better. Y'all wanted to grow. Y'all didn't want to stay the same. So y'all developed a plan. Y'all developed a strategy to become better. And then y'all just start executing. And that's what we have to start doing. But it just shows that. And I really want to ask them, like, do y'all put God first? Like I want to be one of those people that help people with their relationship with God. I want to be able to help people build that relationship with God, because I know how important it is to build that relationship with God. And I know how important it is that you know that you have a little bit of help, because it be hard. I did it by myself. It was hard. Nobody in my family doing this. Nobody around me in my circle, my inner circle, my immediate family, they're not doing this. Like, I chose this path. God led me to this path. I didn't know what path I wanted to be on, but I knew I didn't want to continue to live in hurt. I didn't want to continue to live in pain. I didn't want to continue to live check to check, bill to bill. I didn't want to continue to be in toxic relationships. I didn't want to be in poverty. Like, I didn't want this. Like, no. Why is it that they have people that's living in abundance and I'm living in lack? like what am I doing wrong? How are people in a healthy relationship Like, I want to be in a healthy relationship. Like, healthy relationships isn't something that was taught around me. I feel as though I come from a family that's very toxic. I'm gonna just keep it real. I'm just call it how it is. But I only believe that they're toxic because they haven't took the time to heal. They're still in this world. But if they find themselves going to God and allowing God to lead them and guide them, then their life will be so much better. They will allow their dreams will become true. Their desires of the heart will become real if they first follow God, if they surrender themselves to God. And not just them, but if you too, if you're listening to this and you don't know who God is, I'm sorry, if you don't know who Jesus is, you have to get it together. I'm sorry, because we're living in our last days. I know people be like, "Yo, Billy said we living in our last days," but listen, God's time is not our time, and we can't figure God out. They've been trying to figure God out, talking about the world going in at this time and all this and that. But listen, we can't figure God out. Y'all didn't know I was 17 minutes in, but I'm still gonna post it. If you listen, you listen. But I could use this for a while. I can use a little. Oh, no, I'm not gonna tell y'all my business. But anyways, if you don't know who God is, Jesus is, you have to really figure out who Jesus is. And I'll start making videos about how to pray, how to worship, and how to get in God's presence, and just a lot of things that's going to be beneficial to your journey, your on your journey with your relationship with God. And and I'm gonna just allow God to lead me and guide me in every area of my life, and I'm gonna allow Him to help minister to me. Help minister to me. I'll help Him. What I just said, y'all? I don't remember what I said. My thought already gone. I'm sorry, y'all. My mind be gone. But anyways, yeah, I'm about to wrap this video up because I just wanted to say I see you. Like, I know who you is. I know that you fake, that you really just smiling in my face. You really don't like me. I know this already. You don't have to, I know this. You don't have to keep talking behind my back. Like, I don't even care. I still pray for you. That God is telling me to go out of my cocoon, and and I know so many times I miss God, but I'm not missing God this time. That's for sure. And yeah, just our journey with God. Like, if you don't know who God is, figure out who God is for yourself. Read John 3. What is it, God? John 3:16. Yeah, John 3:16. But I think you should read the whole chapter of that. Oh, I'm trying to figure it out, and it's on my phone. But anyways, I'm ending this. I'll probably, I'm gonna put the post in the description box or whatever. So thank you for listening.